Tuesday morning, everybody. This is Grace, and if you hear some noises, it's raining outside. In this video, I'm going to talk about normalizing behavior, certain behaviors that are negative, and what I see as a big problem these days, and it's been this way for years now. And it is a narcissistic type behavior. Just because I'm saying a narcissistic type behavior, that doesn't mean the person or people are narcissist, as in actually having this disorder, narcissistic personality disorder. I don't know anybody who does, or at least has admitted to it. And a lot of people these days use narcissist, not meaning, and it doesn't mean that they have the personality disorder and narcissism. But one area of it is trait, characteristic, behavior, is that of believing that they somehow should be recognized, given recognition for something that they're not qualified for, or they haven't done the work for, whatever it takes to be that. And there goes my dog drinking water. I wait for the dog. Now, one of the problems that it develops is that it becomes kind of a norm to question the authority of people who are voices of authority, people who have done the work, who have become whatever it is they've become. They've worked years toward, earned degrees, certifications, license, whatever it took to be whatever it is, okay? And it's become too norm to have disrespect for them. Instead of respecting them, there's the disrespect for them. And it's norm. Some people do it, they are narcissistic. Some do it because it's become such a part of the culture that they don't even recognize it, that this is what they're doing. You know, we often make fun of, we hear people make fun of weather forecasters, meteorologists. You know, as if, what? Do you think you really know more than they do? And the weather is not something you can say exactly, this is what happens, this is what it's going to do. But giving out that behavior makes it to where that's one of the things, no respect for, a professional. Okay, my dog's making all kinds of noises, but another thing is when I was a student, okay, the first thing you learn in Psych 101, the first class in psychology, is don't think that just because a person has the symptoms of a disorder, that therefore they have the disorder. Okay, that's one of the first things you learn. Another thing that you learn right off the bat is that everybody in the world thinks they're a psychologist. Everybody thinks they know everything there is to know about human behavior, and that they're therefore qualified to do that. No, mix the two together, no. Now, I added a second major. My second major was sociology. So, yeah, everybody thinks they're a sociologist, So I'm used to people thinking they know more than I know, even though I'm degreed in both fields, have more than one degree, but I'm used to it. But that kind of behavior, to see it brings about a lot of questions. What's going on? What has, twisted in our world that everybody thinks they can disrespect, they can, the professionals, like I've said repeatedly. And a professional can be in anything. You can be a professional cook, professional, whatever you're doing, your own job has nothing to do with healthcare or teaching, and here's another example. But if you know that 2 + 2 is 4, does that make you a math teacher? Qualified to be a math teacher? No. And if you heard your child say they have a math teacher and the teacher's not certified, you'd probably question why, because that's going to be something that's going to have a long-lasting effect on that child. Okay. And these are where I'm getting is, where's the respect these days for anybody? I used to always use this as an example of baking blueberry muffins. Okay. Now imagine somebody is a prize-winning blueberry muffin baker, whatever it is. See, I'm not. And somebody comes up and says, hey, I can get a pack, go down to the store and get $1 package of blueberry muffins and they'll taste as good as yours. You would really say, okay, that's narcissistic type behavior. And they expect that they do it. They expect recognition that they are good. They are these prize-winning blueberry muffin bakers, It's become ridiculous. It's become that ridiculous that you can see it in almost anything. Okay, and I think part of the problem, I'm putting a lot of things together here in one video, is that we were taught that respect is earned and not given. No, respect is given. If somebody does something wrong, to take away from that respect, that's a different story. But respect is given at beginning. Another thing is that you can hear this, you can watch videos about this, is that, we all know that there are bad counselors, or there are bad doctors, or there are bad nutritionists, there are bad dietitians, there are bad, and they leave it hanging there because they want people to think, therefore, yeah, now this person's going to say, but me, I've experienced it. I've actually experienced it. And then they go on with trying to get you to give them money. Okay, no, that's run. Okay, but the thought is that they leave it hanging that they're bad ones. Of course, they're bad people in any field. I do not know any field that there is not at least one bad person. Seriously, why would people think everybody's perfect? But is that the norm? No. That's my dog. Is because there's one or two that therefore the whole field should be just canceled out. Anybody can do it. No. Okay, and another thing is they'll say, well, the people, they were at the bottom of their class. Some people are at the bottom of their class. Does anybody who says that actually know what it means to be at the bottom of a professional class? Let me give you an example of psychology. At my university, the last one, I moved around a lot, I attended more than one university. The last one, I know, at that time, when a person going into a graduate program in psychology, okay, that means at a master's or PhD level, they had to have as close as possible to a 4.0, which is a perfect grade point average. 4.0 is, some people go by numbers, it would be 100%, or an A++ kind of thing, okay, the letter one. Yeah, they had to have maintained that. And that's taking a lot of psychology courses, that's taking a lot of courses in a lot of fields, not just psychology. Depending on if they have a Bachelor of Science, a Bachelor of Arts, they had to take a lot of classes. Okay, they have to be really smart. And of course, people are going to say, well, some people can cheat. Yeah, people can cheat at everything. Does that mean everybody did? No. But they want to put out that thing, that thought, that doubt, because they want to say, hey, but you can come to me because I've experienced it. Do you think these people haven't experienced it? Why do you think they get in the field? That's one thing. Another thing you learn is that many people who go into fields, the helping fields, like psychology, is because they've experienced themselves or seen somebody experience it, and that's why they go into it. Let's go back to the bottom of the class. Okay, so once they get into the program, do you think all of a sudden they can sit back and relax and say, I don't have to study? No. Of course there's going to be somebody who is at the bottom of the class, but a bottom of a class, where I attended, would be somebody who made a B. Okay, you can't make a C. You have to maintain a grade as high as possible toward that A, that A++, that 4.0, that 100%, just to stay in the program. So, okay, now, people who think, oh, I've experienced it, therefore I can teach you. No. Okay, do they have that knowledge? They're downing these people. But the people who have actually spent their time learning a lot about what it is from professionals who have spent many years learning, from other professionals, on and on. The one person who's experienced it, that's all they know, is what they've experienced, what little they've learned, what they've learned. If they're not degreed, what they're learning is what they want to learn, and they need to learn. They feel they need to learn, so they read that. But do they know all of it? It takes a lot to put it all together. Back to this. the trouble with the world today, as I see, part of it, is this lack of respect for people who have spent the time learning what they needed to learn and doing what they needed to do to be certified, however it is, qualified, licensed, whatever, for whatever job they're doing. And that lack of respect is just, I feel, is what's causing so much problem, is that everybody's, if it becomes part of a culture, the culture is becoming what? More and more narcissistic, with people going around in a delusional state of mind that they are everything that they can want to be because they simply want to be considered that. How bad is that? Talk to y'all later. Bye.